Well, it's week 4, day 2 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Doublelift from 100t's to learn a little bit about what's going on at 100t's. Doublelift, what is going on at 100t's?
Good things. I mean, we got stomped today pretty much by EG, but I think other than today, we've been playing better and better. And we basically got kind of griefed by circumstances from the first 3 weeks when we didn't have Someday. Well, we didn't have Someday, Quid, or Kane because of visas, and they each came incrementally. So basically, we want to play with Nuke Duck, right? Yeah. But so Quid wasn't there. But the week beforehand, we were actually playing with Jenkins in scrims because Someday didn't arrive until right before LCS started. And then by week 2 we have Quid, I think maybe by week 2 or 3, and then by week 3 we have Kane. And so we're finally our team is finally assembled in America, but the entire time we were kind of just playing with temporary situations going on. And yeah, so overall I'm really happy basically because we finally have everyone here. I feel like the improvement is pretty drastic. We look like a different team, and obviously we still have a lot of problems to work on, but I'm happy to be going through these problems basically because now we the basis is there and we've proven that we can actually improve. And I'm feeling hopeful. I know the season is really short though. So what are we week 4 now?
Yeah, week 4 out of 6.
So yeah, we got one more game this week and then 2 more weeks and then it's playoffs. But the good thing about Summer Split is the top 8 makes playoffs. So it's quite hard to not make it basically.
Yes. You have to try pretty hard. To be bottom 2, yes. Okay, so even though maybe some 100t's fans are feeling nervous looking at the scoreline and all that stuff or seeing today's game, you actually feel fine.
Yeah, I'm feeling very good. I don't even really know what our record is. It's terrible, right? Yeah, it's in the negatives?
It's in the negatives, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, it would be a crazy thing if we ended bottom 2. We started off the split going back-to-back 1-2 weeks. So I think we ended up with pretty terrible starts, and I have no doubts that we are much better than bottom 2. That's a pretty low bar. I think we're definitely going to be contenders this split. We just need basically we just needed a bit more time. Blows, because I know that if we started the split with everyone here, we would be looking way more dominant. But even now, it's I'm kind of enjoying the pressure. Basically, yeah. It feels good that every tight turnaround, and we just have to make it work.
All right, so we're watching the Team Liquid Immortals game right now. I believe Immortals is a 8-game lose streak. I believe Team Liquid's is a 5. Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, 8 beats 5. Let's go, Immortals.
So you think of more? Okay, so the 8-game lose streak is more powerful than the 5-game lose streak.
Powerful. Okay. Yeah, it's not even close. Actually, no, I'm looking at the draft right now, and Immortals, whoever drafts for Immortals is just so criminal. It's actually disgusting. They have, I don't even want to just, somebody's paid to draft like that for them. That's the craziest part. So yeah, I mean, they basically lost 99% based on draft alone.
What do you think of Team Liquid? They brought in that different mid laner.
Oh, Appa? Yeah, I mean, Harry did completely Giga Throw the last game. I haven't been paying that much attention to Team Liquid's games, to be honest. I didn't know they were on a 5 losing streak, and I'm assuming that Harry has been underperforming for a good stretch, and it wasn't just he was subbed out for one bad game. But the last game I saw was pretty bad by him. It's probably just one of those things where it just makes sense. I mean, a player has to be punished for playing that bad, right? If it's actually been like that for a while, but I bet the better player will play. If I don't really know much about Appa. I know he's a fucking collegiate legend or whatever, but I don't really know how good he is. But it's cool when another native player comes and makes his debut. It's exciting.
Do you think they all have to switch to speaking English overnight, essentially, for comms?
Bro, they should be decent at they could say basic stuff in English. I'm sure, even if they're not fluent in English, you'd say let's go drag or kite back or let's go. These types of things are universal, or TP checks, flash checks. Those are universal. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal to switch, but maybe for them it might be like the biggest deal. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. It's more just like I saw it as a comment on Twitter or Reddit or something like that, where it was just like, if comms had been in one language for weeks and weeks, and then you have to switch over like overnight, I don't know if that's jarring or maybe not. I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. So, what have you been thinking of everything else going on in the LCS to split? Are you surprised by EG? Are there any other surprises that are really big to you? Golden Guardians continue to look good?
I'm definitely surprised a bit by EG, yeah. They like blew up their roster and went full budget, but it ended up working out. Like I think the team has like a really solid identity, where they just play around JoJo, and that's like it works. Like it only works when JoJo's playing good, and like last split he's playing pretty bad. So I guess he started trying and practicing a bit harder, but I can tell that he's putting in more effort, and so the team's identity definitely like makes sense. I'm not quite sure how good they'll be at the end, because that thing, like where not that like playing around mid is like a bad strategy, but I feel like a lot of their plays, only EG makes these plays. For example, they dive mid a lot. They go mid a lot, and it's good. But the more predictable that it gets, it's kind of like us last split. We're not actually a good team. We just did like these cheese strats, like going side permanently, like perma swapping and stuff. And eventually, when the enemy team is able to anticipate what you do, and your playbook is like very narrow, you don't have much going on in it. It's just gonna get countered basically. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very surprised by EG. Yeah, they look better than they looked last split when. It makes no sense how that's possible. Yeah. They had such a good roster last split. Just I guess super teams don't work out that often.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving to things more personal, do you have 2 cats now?
Yeah. We adopted Mochi's little brother, and he came over as a 4-month-old kitten, and his name is Tofu. He's super cute.
Okay. So when we went to a cat cafe in Korea, you and I, back in 2014. Yeah. You almost died. So what?
Crazy allergic to cats. Actually, our cats are ragdolls, which are hypoallergenic. There's actually no such thing as no allergens, but it's like very reduced. Yeah. And so in the beginning, I had these horrible symptoms where I'm super allergic to cats, like you said. So I remember the cat cafe we went to. I was like sick for like 2 days, pretty much. And my eyes got watery, my skin is irritated and rashy, and it's just a miserable experience. And with these cats, like, even though they're hypoallergenic and we feed them hypoallergenic, like allergen reducing foods and all that stuff, like the skin on my fingers was peeling off. Like I was having like horrible symptoms. And then I guess like exposure therapy is real. I don't know what happened. After like a few months, I just stopped having any sort of negative effects. It's weird. And I looked on Reddit, and apparently that's pretty normal for people.
So you just hard committed? You were like, because again, if you knew that it was going to be this bad, I am surprised.
I had no idea it was going to be this bad. Okay. I actually took a huge risk, and if it came down to it and it was like, it's going to affect my performance, and I felt like it wasn't getting any better, I told Lena, like, we need to be ready to like give Mochi away, our first cat. And yeah, luckily that didn't happen, and I was feeling the progress, but I actually learned something crazy. Like, you can buy allergy shots, and they like send them to you, and basically what it is it's pretty similar to just being like exposed to the thing. So it's just like you're just exposing your body to this allergen basically in like this bottle or whatever shot form. And I was a bit surprised by that. I thought it was going to be like some sort of like super scientific medicine, but it's just like, nope, you just like get exposed to it, and eventually your body adapts. And I guess you can just do it with the real cat too.
So you didn't do the shots though?
No, I didn't. I just went in full YOLO.
Okay. And now you have 2 cats. Whenever Kobe wanted the cat, I used you as an excuse to not get the cat. Now you have the cat, so it's very not helpful for me.
My bad, bro. No, honestly, having cats is great. Like, so nice. They're so cute and cuddly, and just they're like the sweetest. Yeah.
Has your home recovered from the water damage and all that stuff? Because I heard about this.
Oh, yeah. No, it hasn't. Like, I'm still living in a temporary house. Dude, this is quickly turning into, like, LCS player, learns what it's like to be a real human adult.
Yes.
Because I learned that insurance companies are basically not there to help you. They're there to fuck you as hard as possible when something goes badly. Like, so they're like, when you sign up for them, you're like, oh, nice, these guys got my back. In case something bad happens, that's why I'm paying for them monthly, right? And then you like actually get into a situation like our house got fucked by the LA rain. The house was not built in a way that is like, because like LA doesn't rain that hard normally, where it's like fully waterproof. I didn't know that when I bought the house. That's what I got, the insurance / warranty for. Anyways, then like it's time for the insurance to like help me out, because like everything got destroyed. Hundreds of thousands of dollars got like in damages. And then just turns out that like the dudes will just straight up, the guy came over, he like from my insurance company, he just straight up lied to my face. Like he just like said a bunch of crazy shit. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. Let me get like a professional to like help me out. So I got what's called a public adjuster to take over it. And they're like, yeah, what that guy's doing is like borderline illegal. Let us take over like what, and argue back on your behalf, basically. Like we're the experts here. I'm like, all right, nice. Anyways, long story short, I'll be moving back to my actual house in like a few months when all the insurance stuff is finished.
Last question, somewhat relevant to the last two questions. In less than 2 weeks, you will be turning 30 years old. Yeah. Do you feel this? Is it? Are you thinking about it? Is it something you're aware of?
Yeah, it's hella funny. I'm actually thinking like, if I make Worlds, right? And wait, where is Worlds going to be held this year? Korea. Okay, good. So I'm going to make my Korean solo queue ID like lost to 30-year-old in Korean or something. Something where it's like really embarrassing, right? Like how embarrassing would it be to like lose to me when, like a 30-year-old? Yeah. That's just crazy. But it is so weird because when I was like, when I was a teenager or even when I was in my early 20s, I was always like, man, people when they're 30, those are like the real adults. Those guys, like they have their shit together. Like the 30 is like so far off to me. And now I'm finally 30. I'm like, oh, actually like, no, like everyone's pretty much like just as clueless, just like a little bit less, obviously. Yeah. But maybe that's just the nature of being like a pro player. You're just like a full-on degenerate. But it is really insane to me that I'm turning 30. I'm going to tell you right now, though, that when we do the human benchmark on this team, the results may be concerning. Like I have an excuse to be like the slowest guy on the team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Very good. Very good. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
No, yes. I don't have anything special, but I want to say thank you guys for the support. And it's been a very like interesting year, I guess, because in the beginning I was trying to basically, I was really anxious about coming back to playing pro because, after a 2-year break, I'm like a bit self-conscious / just like uncertain about if I'm going to be able to even play in the LCS. I watched, I was like doing co-streams and shit and I was saying like, oh, wow, that was so bad. And like in my head, like even me 2 years out of playing pro, I've done that better. But, when you're actually in this situation, it becomes a bit nerve-wracking because you're like, holy shit, like it's actually time to like basically do what I said I could do. Right. And so my first split, was very nerve-wracking, but I think this split, I have a lot more confidence. And yeah, I just have, I think, I just have like perfect confidence, like not just like pure positivity that I think like I can be there, like we can win. And it's a little bit more relaxed and I'm not nearly as like in my own head, I guess. Yeah. Which I didn't think would even be possible, like is like somebody who's played pro for so long as me. It's like, is it even really like, why am I even like thinking these things? But it's just very natural, I guess. And it's been a very good journey, I think. It's been a really good experience coming back. And I think I've been playing better and better. And I would like definitely to have a happy ending to the summer. Basically, spring doesn't matter, as usual.
So the question was, do you have anything to say to the fans? And then you monologued about your year. And so I don't know if there was any messages to say to them or anything like that. You were just kind of talking about yourself for a bit.
Dude, I'm an egomaniac. What can I say? Okay, actually, the message got lost. I really appreciate like all the fans who supported me and are excited to watch our games because it's super motivating to do well. Also, Appa's popping off, Poggers. Yeah. That was tangentially related, but then I started talking about myself. It's a common occurrence.
It does happen a lot.
No, I'm like triple distracted, bro. Like, it's a normal thing when there's things going on.
You're distracted by your. It's not like you got distracted. You start talking.
Game, bro.
I know, but it's not like you started talking about the game. You started talking about yourself.
Dude, come on, my train of thought. Like, it's never been my strong suit.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. LCS is here, and so is my coverage. And while you might think that most of what I do here is just interview people, it's actually also about trying to impress people because reputation matters at the LCS. You need to look stylish. That's why right now I'm sporting my 720H headset available from Alienware. But also, the coolest thing that really helps me stand out from the crowd is walking into LCS with my new M18, featuring their new Legend 3.0 design. The anodized aluminum lid with the dark metallic moon finish is very cool and helps me stand out from the crowd. People know I'm the coolest when they see me with an Alienware notebook that has an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPU in it. So thank you so much to Alienware for sponsoring and helping me stay fashionable.